The immense crystal dome of the Galactic Council chamber glitters with the light of 1,000 distant stars, casting prismatic shadows across the circular floor below. 12 massive thrones rise in a semicircle, each occupied by representatives of the founding species of the Council, beings of light, crystalline entities, gaseous intelligences contained in specialized suits, and other forms barely comprehensible to human perception. In the center of this overwhelming display of power stands a single human delegation: Ambassador Marcus Rivera, Military Attaché Commander Eliana Frost, and Science Officer Dr. Thomas Ward. They appear impossibly small against the grandeur of the chamber, yet their postures betray no fear. The Council recognizes the representatives of Earth. A Level 3 civilization, announces High Counselor Vexmore, a towering avian being whose iridescent feathers shimmer with bioluminescence. You stand before us accused of interfering in matters beyond your jurisdiction. The Pelasian civilization was deemed non-viable by Council Decree 7923. Their genetic degradation and resource depletion were judged irreversible. Intervention was explicitly forbidden. Commander Frost steps forward, her voice steady. With respect, High Counselor, the Pelasians contacted us. They requested assistance. Under Galactic Charter Article 17, any civilization has the right to seek aid when facing extinction. Ripple of murmurs cascades through the observation galleries where hundreds of diplomatic representatives from across the galaxy watch the proceedings with intense interest. A Level 3 civilization does not lecture the Council on charter rights, hisses Counselor Drath, a reptilian entity whose scales pulse with anger. Your species was granted observer status merely 50 Earth years ago. You overstep your bounds. Ambassador Rivera raises a hand, his calm demeanor a stark contrast to the tension permeating the chamber. We bring evidence that may alter the Council's perspective. Dr. Ward activates a holographic display. The image shows a Pelasian child, skin gray-blue and flaking, eyes clouded with a milky film. Then the image shifts to show the same child weeks later, vibrant, clear-eyed, playing with other children. Impossible, whispers one of the counselors. The genetic degradation was deliberately induced, Dr. Ward states, his voice echoing through the suddenly silent chamber. We found evidence of targeted bioweapons in their atmosphere, water, and soil. Weapons bearing molecular signatures consistent with Drevlian design patterns. All eyes turn to the Drevlian counselor, whose gelatinous form pulses with rapid color changes. These are baseless accusations. The Drevlian counselor protests. The humans fabricate evidence to justify their interference. Ambassador Rivera walks forward, stopping directly beneath the High Counselor's throne. We anticipated skepticism, which is why we brought more than data. The chamber doors slide open. 4 humans enter, escorting a delegation of Pelasians, tall, willowy beings with translucent skin that reveals the intricate network of their circulatory systems. Among them is the child from the hologram, walking confidently beside an elder. The council chamber erupts in chaos. The High Counselor's voice booms over the din, demanding order. But the evidence stands before them, a civilization supposedly beyond saving, now clearly recovering. The council voted to abandon the Pelasians, Rivera continues once the noise subsides. But humanity voted to save them. And now we must ask, why was their extinction so conveniently deemed inevitable? What resources on their world were coveted? And most importantly, he pauses, eyes scanning each counselor in turn. Who stands to profit from their disappearance? The Drevlian counselor's form begins to roil violently. This is outrageous. Humans have no right. We have every right, Commander Frost interrupts, her voice steel. Because unlike the advanced species in this chamber, we remember what it means to fight for survival. We haven't forgotten the value of compassion, and we will not stand by while genocide is disguised as natural selection. The High Counselor leans forward, massive wings slightly extended in a gesture recognized across the galaxy as extreme interest. These are serious accusations, humans. If proven false, your species' status in the Council will be revoked. Are you prepared for such consequences? Ambassador Rivera nods solemnly. We are prepared for the truth, whatever it reveals. The question is, are you? The Drevlian counselor rises from his seat, his gelatinous form towering nearly 3 meters high. I demand these humans be removed immediately. They bring an abandoned species into sacred chambers. They pollute our proceedings with unfounded accusations. The High Counselor raises a wing for silence. The evidence before us cannot be dismissed without investigation. The Pelasian child's recovery contradicts all scientific data presented to this council. Dr. Ward steps forward. High Counselor, we have brought medical data from 37 Pelasian subjects showing similar recovery patterns. Earth Medical Sciences discovered the bioweapons mechanism by accident. Once identified, neutralizing it was relatively simple. If what you claim is true, rumbles a counselor composed entirely of interlocking stone segments, this would constitute the most serious violation of galactic law since the founding of the Council. And yet, Rivera points out, Earth stands accused of interference rather than the Drevlians of genocide. The chamber grows silent as the implications sink in. The Pelasian elder named Luminara moves to stand beside the human delegation. Her voice, though soft, carries perfectly through the chamber. For generations, my people have watched our children die, our world crumble. We begged the Council for help, but were told our fate was natural, inevitable. Only these humans new to the stars bothered to question this certainty. The High Counselor's gaze shifts between the Pelasian delegation and the Drevlian Counselor. This council will convene a special investigation. Until its conclusion, all actions against both Earth and Pelasia are suspended. The Drevlian Counselor's colors darken ominously. You exceed your authority, High Counselor. This matter requires a full vote. Then we shall have one, the avian leader replies. All in favor of formal investigation into both human intervention and alleged Drevlian involvement in Pelasian decline. Lights illuminate across the chamber as counselors register their votes. The Drevlian watches, his form pulsing with barely contained rage as the majority sides with investigation. So be it, the High Counselor declares. Investigation will commence immediately. This session is adjourned. As the chamber begins to empty, Commander Frost turns to Ambassador Rivera. That went better than expected, but we're far from safe. The Drevlians won't allow this investigation to proceed without interference. Agreed. Rivera nods. Dr. Ward, how quickly can we evacuate critical Pelasian personnel to Earth? With current resources? Perhaps a few hundred individuals. Certainly not enough to preserve their civilization if something goes wrong. The Pelasian elder, overhearing their conversation, speaks softly. Ambassador, your people have already risked much for ours. We cannot ask you to face the wrath of the Drevlians. Rivera smiles grimly. Elder Luminara, humanity has a long history of standing against bullies regardless of size. The Drevlians thought they could eliminate your people without consequences. We're here to prove them wrong. As they exit the council chamber, they notice several diplomatic representatives from other species approaching cautiously. One, a tall humanoid with scaled skin and shimmering blues and greens, speaks in a low voice. Ambassador Rivera, I represent the Thalassian Confederation. We have similar experiences with Drevlian interference. Perhaps we might share information. Another diplomat, insectoid with compound eyes that reflect rainbow hues, clicks forward. The Vespid Alliance would also join this conversation. Rivera exchanges glances with his team. It seems we've opened quite the interstellar hornet's nest. Or found allies we desperately need, Frost suggests. Either way, Dr. Ward adds, watching the Drevlian counselor disappear through a private exit, we've just made a very powerful enemy. Rivera's expression remains determined. Better an honest enemy than a false friend. Let's hear what our new acquaintances have to say. I suspect the true extent of Drevlian crimes goes far beyond one civilization. As the group moves away from the council chamber, none of them notice the small drone trailing them at a discreet distance, its sensors focused entirely on the human delegation and their new allies. On the crystalline world of Pelasia, the ancestral crystal forest once pulsed with bioluminescent energy, conducting power through the entire ecosystem. Now they stand dim and brittle, many already crumbling into dust. The Pelasians, beings evolved to channel and manipulate this energy, grow weaker by the day. Elder Luminara, her translucent skin barely glowing with the faint blue light that indicates life, leads Dr. Ward through their capital city's medical center. Hundreds of Pelasians lie on beds, their skin showing almost no light at all. Before the sickness began, our lifespans averaged 300 of your Earth years, she explains, her voice thin and reedy. Now children barely reach maturity. Our birth rates have plummeted. The council geneticists studied us for 10 cycles before declaring our condition irreversible. Dr. Ward examines data on his specialized tablet. The molecular degradation is unlike anything I've seen. It's targeted specifically at your species' ability to absorb and channel energy. In the Council Observation Chamber, Science Officer Dr. Ward presents his findings to a subcommittee. The Pelasian condition isn't a natural evolutionary dead end, it's an engineered extinction. Counselor Threx, a methane-breathing entity, dismisses the evidence. Many species reach evolutionary impasses. It is regrettable but natural. There's nothing natural about this, Dr. Ward counters, displaying molecular structures. These compounds were designed to mimic Pelasian cellular components but gradually replace them with non-functional substitutes. Meanwhile, Commander Frost and a small team investigate an abandoned research facility on Pelasia's smaller moon. The facility bears Drevlian markings but was supposedly decommissioned decades earlier. Life support still active, reports Lieutenant Kai, scanning the seemingly empty corridors. Someone's been here recently. They discover a hidden laboratory containing thousands of samples of Pelasian tissue spanning centuries. Security Officer Jade finds a locked data core and begins the delicate process of accessing it without triggering any destruction protocols. Back on Earth, Ambassador Rivera faces intense pressure from the United Earth government. The Council is threatening sanctions. Marcus, says President Okafor during an emergency video conference. They're claiming we've violated non-interference protocols and demanding we withdraw all personnel from Pelasia. If we withdraw now, the Pelasians will die, Rivera responds firmly. And we'll have evidence of a genocide erased. Is that evidence solid? Asks Defense Secretary Alvarez. Getting more solid by the hour. But we need more time. On Pelasia, a violent tremor shakes the medical center. Elder Luminara stumbles against Dr. Ward, who steadies her. The quakes grow worse, she explains. With the crystal forest dying, the planetary stabilization network fails. Our world is literally breaking apart. Dr. Ward's communication device chimes with an encrypted message from Commander Frost. Found something. Bioweapon confirmation, plus something bigger. Much bigger. Pelasian extinction is just phase 1. As they speak on the Galactic Council's central world, a closed session is called by the Drevlian faction. The vote is swift and decisive. By emergency powers, all human vessels are to be expelled from Pelasian space immediately. Any resistance will be met with force. The communication reaches Dr. Ward moments later. Elder Luminara's eyes widen with fear. They cannot make you leave. Without your help, we have perhaps one cycle before total system collapse. The Council has dispatched enforcement vessels, Dr. Ward says grimly. They'll be here in hours. Elder Luminara straightens her frail form, the light within her pulsing slightly stronger with determination. Then there is only one option left. The Ancestral Vault. What's that? Something we have hidden even from the Council. Our last resort. She gestures for him to follow. Come. If humans are truly our allies, it is time we shared our deepest secret. As they hurry through dimly lit corridors, Lieutenant Kai's voice comes through Dr. Ward's communicator. Sir, multiple Council warships just entered the system. They're demanding immediate evacuation of all human personnel. Dr. Ward looks to Elder Luminara, who continues forward with newfound urgency. How much time do we have? 3 hours maximum. Then they start shooting. Commander Frost stands on the bridge of the UES Sentinel, watching the tactical display as 6 Council enforcement vessels approach Pelasia. Her communications officer turns from her station. Commander, they're hailing us again. The message is the same: depart immediately or be forcibly removed. No response, Frost orders. Keep radio silence and maintain position. Security Officer Jade steps onto the bridge, her expression grim but excited. Commander, you need to see this. We managed to decrypt part of the data core from the moon facility. The main screen fills with Drevlian text and diagrams. Translation running, Jade explains. But the basics are clear enough. The Drevlians have been systematically eliminating crystal-based technology civilizations for thousands of years. Pelasia is just the latest target. Why? Asks Frost. Because crystal tech can override and control other technology. The Drevlians see it as an existential threat to their dominance. But there's more. Jade switches to another file. This is a stellar map marking crystal tech civilizations. Over 30 have been eliminated through engineered natural extinctions. Frost's face hardens. Send all of this to Earth immediately, highest encryption. Copy to Ambassador Rivera at the Council. We need this evidence in front of every species representative before the Drevlians can stop us. On Pelagia, Elder Luminara leads Dr. Ward deep beneath the capital city. They pass through security checkpoints where ancient Pelasians, their skin still glowing with healthy light, guard ornate doors with weapons Dr. Ward has never seen. These guards, he whispers, they're not sick. They never left the vault, Luminara explains. They've been isolated from the bioweapon. They enter a massive chamber where a soft blue-white light emanates from a central pedestal. Floating above it is a perfect sphere of swirling energy, contained within an intricate crystalline structure. The heart of Pelagia, Elder Luminara says reverently, the source template for our world's crystal network and our species' genetic patterns. With this we could reverse the damage done to our people and our world. Why haven't you used it before now? Because activating it fully would alert the Drevlians to its existence. They would stop at nothing to destroy it. We've kept it dormant, using just enough of its power to slow our decline. Dr. Ward studies the heart with awe. This could save your people. Yes, but we need time and protection to synchronize it with our world's remaining crystal networks. Luminara's eyes meet his. Time we no longer have. At the Galactic Council headquarters, Ambassador Rivera receives the encrypted data from the Sentinel. He reviews it quickly, his expression darkening. Around him, Council security forces have begun to gather, ostensibly for routine patrol, but their positions effectively cutting off his access to the main Council chamber. They're moving to silence us, murmurs his aide. Noticing the security deployment, Rivera nods slightly. Distribute the evidence package to every diplomatic mission immediately. Priority to the Thalassians and Vespids. He pauses, watching a Drevlian security chief directing forces. And initiate emergency protocol Omega. The aide's eyes widen. Sir, that's only authorized if Earth or its allies face imminent extinction, Rivera finishes. Yes, I'm well aware. On Earth, President Okafor receives Rivera's emergency transmission and the Drevlian evidence. She immediately convenes the Security Council, where the Defense Secretary presents the data. The Drevlians have committed serial genocide across the galaxy for millennia. He concludes, and now they're moving to silence both us and the Pelasians before this evidence reaches the full council. Ambassador Rivera has initiated Omega Protocol. Okafor informs them. All in favor of confirmation? The vote is unanimous. Then as of this moment, Earth is at war with the Drevlian hegemony. Okafor declares, May God help us all. Deep in Earth's military command, sealed orders are transmitted to vessels throughout human space. Ships that had officially been listed as exploration vessels or scientific platforms suddenly alter course, revealing weapon systems previously kept hidden from galactic surveys. On the Sentinel, Commander Frost receives the Omega confirmation. All hands to battle stations. Deploy countermeasures and prepare to engage Council enforcement vessels. Her tactical officer looks up in surprise. Ma'am, we're facing 6 Council warships. Even with our hidden systems, those are impossible odds. We don't need to win, Frost replies calmly. We just need to buy time for Dr. Ward and the Pelasians to activate the heart. Beneath Pelasia's surface, Dr. Ward helps Luminara and a team of Pelasian engineers connect medical equipment to the heart. Injured and sick Pelasians are brought in, connected to the crystal network. The heart's energy is stabilizing their conditions, Dr. Ward observes, checking readings. But at this rate, it would take weeks to treat everyone. We don't have weeks, Luminara says. We need to fully activate the heart, connect it to the planetary network. But you said that would alert the Drevlians. They already know we're here. Now our only hope is to restore our world's power before they can destroy it. She turns to the chief engineer. Prepare for full activation sequence. In orbit, the Sentinel faces off against the Council warships. Their commander's image, AP. The ancestral vault of the Pelasians lies deep beneath their capital city, a massive chamber of living crystal that still pulses with energy, despite the dying world above. Elder Luminara presses her palm against an ancient panel, and the massive doors slide open to reveal a sight that leaves Dr. Ward speechless. In the center of the vault floats a perfect sphere of swirling energy, contained within a complex crystalline structure. Around it, thousands of data crystals glow with stored information spanning millennia. This is the heart of Pelagia, Elder Luminara explains. Not just our historical archive, but the source template for our world's crystal network. It contains the original uncorrupted genetic patterns of our species and our ecosystem. Dr. Ward approaches in awe. With this, we could reverse the damage done to your people. Yes, but it is more than that. The Elder's voice grows solemn. It also contains the truth about the Galactic Council's founding, and the real reason certain factions want our extinction. In orbit above, Commander Frost receives the information from Dr. Ward's team while monitoring the approaching Council warships. We need to evacuate key Pelasian elders and that heart immediately, she decides. Lieutenant Kai, prepare the stealth shuttles. The Council ships will detect any launch, warns Navigation Officer Reza. Frost's eyes narrow. Not if we give them something else to focus on. On Earth, Ambassador Rivera faces the full Galactic Council in an emergency session. The chamber bristles with tension as accusations fly. Humanity has directly violated a council. Quarantine order, declares High Counselor Vexmore. Your personnel refuse to withdraw from Pelasian space despite direct orders. Rivera stands firm. We invoke Article 22 of the Charter, Emergency Preservation of Sentient Life. The Pelasian extinction is artificial and deliberately induced. We demand an independent investigation. Your demand is noted and rejected, replies the Drevlian counselor with barely disguised satisfaction. Enforcement has already been dispatched. Then I must inform the Council that humanity will consider any aggressive action against our personnel a direct act of war, Rivera states calmly. Gasps and murmurs fill the chamber. A Level 3 civilization threatening war against the combined might of the Galactic Council is unprecedented. The avian High Counselor's feathers flatten in anger. You would risk your species' existence for these dying aliens. We would risk everything to stop a genocide, Rivera corrects, and to expose those responsible. The Drevlian Counselor rises, his gelatinous form pulsing with dark colors. This human speaks of genocide while his own species' history drips with the blood of their own kind. They dare lecture the Council on morality? Rivera's expression remains unchanged. Our history contains much we regret, Counselor. The difference is that we acknowledge our mistakes and strive to be better. Can your species claim the same? Before the Drevlian can respond, the chamber doors burst open. Junior Archivist Nell, a human recently assigned to the historical section, rushes in flanked by Council security trying to restrain her. Ambassador, she calls. I found it. The original charter files, they've been altered. The chamber erupts in chaos as security forces seize the young archivist. Rivera turns to the High Counselor. I demand she be allowed to present her evidence. In Pelasian orbit, Commander Frost's vessel, the UES Sentinel, powers up its weapon systems as the Council warships approach. This is Commander Eliana Frost of Earth. Our mission here is humanitarian in nature. We will defend our personnel and the Pelasians if necessary. The lead Council vessel responds immediately. Human vessel, power down and prepare to be boarded. This is your only warning. All hands battle stations, Frost orders calmly. Deploy countermeasures package Alpha. Suddenly, dozens of small objects launch from the Sentinel, racing toward the Council ships. Not weapons, but advanced electronic warfare drones that begin broadcasting overwhelming signals across all frequencies. Shuttle teams, you have your window. Go now, Frost commands. As the Council ship's sensors struggle against the electronic assault, 3 stealth shuttles slip away from the far side of the planet, carrying Dr. Ward, Elder Luminara, key Pelasian scientist, and the precious heart. The lead Council ship commander realizes the deception too late. They're evacuating the Pelasians. All vessels target the planet's southern hemisphere. Inside the ancestral vault, Dr. Ward supervises as Pelasian technicians carefully disconnect the heart from its ancient housing. The crystalline sphere pulsates with energy, its light shifting colors from blue to purple as it's moved. We've never transported the heart before, warns a Pelasian engineer. Its quantum field is extremely sensitive. We have no choice, Dr. Ward responds, checking the portable containment unit. If the Drevlians get their hands on it, your entire species is finished. Elder Luminara places her hands on the containment unit, her skin glowing brighter as she connects with the heart. It is afraid, she whispers. It senses danger. Can you communicate with it? Tell it we're trying to help? The elder closes her eyes, concentrating. The heart is not conscious as we understand it, but it responds to emotional patterns. It recognizes my concern and your determination. In the Council chamber, Junior Archivist Nell stands before the assembled representatives, her voice steady despite her obvious fear. While organizing the historical archives, I discovered discrepancies in the original charter documents. These files show clear evidence of tampering. She activates a holographic display showing document analysis. The current charter contains 17 amendments not present in the original draft, all related to technology restrictions, specifically crystal-based technologies. The Drevlian counselor surges forward. This is fabrication. The human tampered with these files herself. The timestamps and authentication codes prove otherwise, Nell continues undeterred. The alterations were made over 3,000 years ago by Drevlian archivists. Ambassador Rivera steps forward. High Counselor, I request immediate access to the Founder archives. If the original charter was altered, the Council's legal foundation is compromised. High Counselor Vexmore's feathers ripple with agitation. The Founder archives are sealed by ancient decree. Opening them requires unanimous consent from all founding species, which the Drevlians will never give, Rivera points out, because they know what we'll find there. In Pelasian orbit, the battle intensifies. The Sentinel takes heavy fire as it covers the escaping shuttles. Bridge systems explode around Commander Frost as she maintains her position between the Council ships and the fleeing Pelasians. Shields at 28%, reports the tactical officer. We can't take much more of this. Hold position, Frost orders. The shuttles need 3 more minutes to reach safe jump distance. Another blast rocks the ship. Hull breach on Deck 4. Emergency containment activated. On the lead shuttle, Dr. Ward receives the dire updates from the Sentinel. They're being torn apart up there, he tells Lieutenant Kai. Commander Frost knew the risks. Kai responds grimly. She's giving us the time we need. The heart suddenly pulses with increased brightness, its color shifting toward a deeper purple. Elder Luminara gasps. It senses the violence, she says. The heart is reacting to the destruction. Can it help somehow? Dr. Ward asks desperately. Does it have defensive capabilities? Not as you understand them. The heart doesn't destroy, it harmonizes. But to do that, it would need to connect with the ship's systems. Dr. Ward's eyes widen. Could it connect with our shuttle's systems? Maybe broadcast some kind of signal? Perhaps, but the connection is dangerous. Our systems weren't designed for crystal integration. And the Sentinel is being destroyed while we debate, Dr. Ward points out. We have to try something. Elder Luminara hesitates, then nods. She places her hands on the containment field, her skin glowing brighter. I will attempt to guide the heart's connection, but I need something from you, a pattern to follow. The heart doesn't understand your technology, but it might understand your intentions. Dr. Ward places his hands opposite hers on the containment field. Tell me what to do. Focus your thoughts on connection, on harmony. The heart will attempt to match your emotional pattern. As they concentrate, tendrils of light extend from the heart, passing through the containment field and into the shuttle systems. The control panels flicker, then stabilize as crystal patterns begin forming along circuit pathways. Lieutenant Kai watches in amazement. The shuttle's power output just increased by 300%. The heart is integrating with your technology, Luminara explains, her voice strained with effort. Creating a harmonic resonance field. Can we broadcast it? Extend it to the Sentinel? Yes, but it will alert the Drevlians to the heart's presence. They will know exactly what we have. Dr. Ward makes his decision. Do it. Broadcast the field at maximum power. On the Sentinel's shattered bridge, Commander Frost braces against her chair as another blast hits the ship. Shields failing. Multiple hull breaches. Suddenly, the damaged control panels begin to glow with a purple light. Crystal patterns form across the bridge, spreading through the ship's systems. What's happening? Frost demands. The tactical officer stares at her console in wonder. Power systems stabilizing. Shields regenerating. Whatever this is, it's repairing our ship. The same phenomenon spreads to the attacking Council ships, crystal patterns forming across. The Galactic Council chamber has been transformed. Crystalline structures now spread throughout the room, pulsing with light that seems to respond to the emotions of those present. Elder Luminara's holographic form stands at the center. The projection transmitted from the human shuttle still fleeing Pelasian space. 3,000 years ago, when the first council was formed, her voice resonates through the chamber. The Drevlians led a campaign to eliminate all crystal-based technologies and the civilizations that wielded them. They called it the purification. The heart of Palasia, floating beside her hologram, projects images of ancient worlds being systematically destroyed. Council members watch in horror as the historical record unfolds before them. Our ancestors foresaw this threat and hid our true capabilities, presenting ourselves as a simple, declining civilization. We buried the heart deep within our world and disguised our technology to appear primitive. High Counselor Vexmore's wings extend in a gesture of profound distress. If this is true, the very foundation of our council is built on genocide. In Palasian space, the situation grows more complex. The crystal technology activated by the heart has spread to dozens of council vessels, rendering their weapons inoperable. Commander Frost's Sentinel, however, finds its systems enhanced rather than disabled. The crystalline structures are integrating with our ship, reports the science officer. Power efficiency up 300%. Hull integrity reinforced. It's like the ship is evolving. Frost opens a channel to Dr. Ward's shuttle. What exactly did the Palasians do to our ships? They activated dormant crystal technology that recognizes intent, Dr. Ward explains. It enhances systems meant to preserve life and disables those meant to destroy it. The Palasians call it the Harmony Protocol. That's why the Council wanted them gone, Frost realizes. This technology would make warfare impossible. Meanwhile, Ambassador Rivera faces growing pressure in the Council chamber as factions form rapidly. Many councilors demand immediate action against the Drevlians, while others call for a complete shutdown of the crystal technology now spreading through council systems. The Harmony Protocol cannot be shut down, Rivera explains. It's self-replicating and integrates at the quantum level. Fighting it would be like fighting the laws of physics. Then we are all vulnerable. Protests the representative from the Moroccan Empire, a militaristic species known for their expansionist policies. Our sovereignty is compromised. Only your ability to wage war is compromised, Rivera corrects. The Harmony Protocol doesn't control, it balances. According to the Palasians, it simply makes aggression energetically costly, while making cooperation energetically beneficial. On a distant Drevlian colony world, panic spreads as crystal formations begin appearing in major cities. The Drevlian High Command initiates emergency protocol. Omega, the deployment of ancient weapons systems kept hidden from the Council for millennia. Massive structures rise from beneath the surface of 12 Drevlian worlds, each containing a dark energy reactor designed specifically to counteract crystal technology. As they power up, the crystalline networks in those systems begin to deteriorate. In the shuttle carrying the heart, Elder Luminara suddenly collapses. The heart's pulsing light flickers erratically. What's happening? Demands Lieutenant Kai. The Drevlians, gasps Elder Luminara. They're using the nullifiers, weapons we thought were only legends. They're attacking the heart directly through its quantum connections. Dr. Ward scans the heart with his instruments. Its energy signature is destabilizing. If it collapses, then the Harmony Protocol fails, the Elder whispers, and the evidence of Drevlian crimes dies with us. On the Sentinel, Commander Frost receives Dr. Ward's urgent transmission explaining the heart's deterioration. Her face pales. The quantum integration could kill them all, warns her science officer. Or it could save the galaxy, Frost responds. She opens a channel to Earth. Ambassador, we need a decision. In the council chamber, Rivera listens to Frost's report, aware that every counselor is watching him. The fate of not just the Palasians, but potentially the stability of the galaxy, rests on humanity's willingness to risk everything. Commander, he says finally, proceed with the integration. Back in the shuttle, Dr. Ward and 5 human volunteers join hands with the remaining Palasian elders. Around the heart, its crystalline structure extends tendrils of light that wrap around their joined hands. Focus your thoughts on connection, on harmony, instructs Elder Luminara weakly. The heart will do the rest. The tendrils of light penetrate their skin, causing the humans to gasp in pain. For a moment, it seems the connection might fail. Then the heart pulses with renewed brilliance, its light changing from blue to a vibrant purple as human and Palasian energies merge. Throughout the galaxy, crystal networks flare with new power. On the Drevlian worlds, the nullifier's dark energy meets unexpected resistance as the Harmony Protocol adapts to the human connection, evolving beyond its original parameters. The Drevlian Supreme Commander watches in growing horror as the crystal formations in their capital city, briefly suppressed by the nullifiers, begin to grow again with even greater speed. Impossible, he rages. Increase nullifier output to maximum. Sir, warns his chief scientist, the reactors are already at critical levels. Any further increase could cause catastrophic failure. I don't care. The crystal network must be destroyed at any cost. As the nullifiers power up beyond safe levels, the strain begins to show. Cracks appear in the massive structures, dark energy leaking out to corrode everything it touches. In the council chamber, Junior Archivist Nell rushes in with new information. Ambassador, I've completed the analysis of the Founder Archives. The original Galactic Charter explicitly protected Crystal Tech civilizations. The Drevlians altered it during the Third Reformation period. Rivera turns to the Council. The evidence is irrefutable. The Drevlians have violated the foundational principles of this council since its inception. They've committed systematic genocide to maintain technological dominance. High Counselor Vexmore rises to his full height. This council hereby declares the Drevlian actions as crimes against sentient life. All member species are called upon to aid in the neutralization of the nullifier weapons and to protect the Pelasian survivors. The chamber, once divided, now unites in purpose. Representatives from dozens of worlds offer military support, medical aid, and technological assistance. In Pelasian space, the Sentinel leads a growing fleet of council vessels, their systems enhanced by the spreading crystal network. Commander Frost stands on her bridge, watching as ships from diverse species arrive to join their cause. The Thalassians have arrived with 3 battle groups, reports her tactical officer, and the Vespid Alliance is sending medical ships for the Pelasian evacuees. What about the heart? Frost asks. Any change in status? Stabilizing, Commander. The human-Pelasian integration is holding, but Dr. Ward and the volunteers remain in critical condition. In the shuttle, Dr. Ward floats in a sea of purple light, his consciousness stretched across unfamiliar dimensions. He can feel the other human volunteers nearby, and beyond them the ancient awareness of the Pelasian elders. At the center of it all pulses the heart, not a machine or artifact as he'd first thought, but something more like a living quantum field that spans space and time. Through this connection, he sees glimpses of Pelasian history, their evolution alongside the crystal forests, their discovery of quantum harmonics, their peaceful expansion through nearby star systems, and then the Drevlian attacks, the systematic destruction of their colonies, the desperate retreat to their homeworld, the long, slow poisoning of their people and planet. But he also feels something new forming, the human volunteers' consciousness patterns interweaving with Pelasian awareness, creating hybrid structures neither species could have developed alone. The heart absorbs these patterns, incorporates them, evolves. On the Drevlian homeworld, the Supreme Commander receives increasingly desperate reports from the colony worlds. 3 nullifiers have already suffered catastrophic failures, their dark energy containment collapsing inward to create localized singularities that devour everything within a kilometer radius. Shut them down, he finally orders. Shut down all remaining nullifiers before they collapse. Too late, his second-in-command reports grimly. The autonomous systems are locked. They're programmed to continue until the crystal network is neutralized. Then we evacuate, immediately. The Supreme Commander rises from his command throne. Prepare my personal vessel. Sir, what about the civilian population? The commander's colors darken with cold pragmatism. They were always expendable. As he turns to leave, crystal formations suddenly emerge from the floor, walls, and ceiling of the command center, growing with impossible speed. Within seconds, they surround the commander, not harming him but forming an impenetrable barrier. What is this? He demands, his form pulsing with rage and fear. The crystals begin to glow, projecting a holographic image, Dr. Ward's face, his eyes now containing flecks of crystalline light. This is justice. Commander! Ward's voice echoes through the crystalline prison. The Harmony Protocol has evolved. It no longer just disables weapons. It now identifies those responsible for genocide and contains them for trial. Throughout Drevlian space, similar scenes unfold as Christie. 1 month after the Crisis of Harmony, as it has come to be called, the Galactic Council convenes in a chamber transformed. The crystalline growths have been incorporated into the architecture, creating a space that responds subtly to the emotional states of all present. Truth is not merely spoken here now, it is felt. Ambassador Marcus Rivera takes his seat at a newly created 13th throne. Earth has been granted full council membership, an unprecedented elevation for a Level 3 civilization. The remaining Drevlian colonies, now under strict oversight, have lost their council seat entirely. The formal inquiry into the Drevlian conspiracy has concluded, announces High Counselor Vexmore. The evidence is irrefutable. For over 3,000 years, they systematically eliminated civilizations with crystal-based technologies that threatened their military dominance. The Pelasians were to be their final victims. Commander Frost, now Admiral Frost and Earth's military representative to the Council, studies the gathered delegates. Many species once hostile to humanity now regard them with cautious respect. The Harmony Protocol continues to spread, reports the Tellurian scientific liaison. Over 60% of inhabited systems now show crystal integration. Interspecies violence has decreased by 78% in affected regions. And what of the human volunteers? Asks a counselor from the Meridian Cluster. Have there been any changes to their condition? All eyes turn to Dr. Thomas Ward, who sits beside Elder Luminara. His appearance has altered subtly. His eyes now contain flecks of crystalline light, and his skin occasionally shows traces of luminescence beneath the surface. We are adapting, he answers carefully. The quantum connection with the heart has changed us, but not in ways we find concerning. We retain our identities and free will. We have simply gained perspective. The human-Pelasian bond created something new, Elder Luminara adds. Her own condition has improved dramatically, the light within her skin now strong and steady, something neither of our species anticipated. The heart recognizes humanity as kindred now. A murmur runs through the council chamber. The implications are profound. Humanity, barely a century into interstellar travel, has formed a symbiotic relationship with one of the galaxy's oldest species. The Morican representative rises, his armored exoskeleton clattering. While we acknowledge the service rendered in containing the quantum instabilities, many worlds remain concerned about the continuing spread of crystal formations. Uninvited crystalline growths have appeared on 37 worlds that never consented to this integration. The formations respond to intent, Dr. Ward explains. They enhance infrastructure, communication networks, and life support systems. They only disable technologies designed primarily for destruction. That is precisely our concern, the Morican counters. Who granted the Harmony Protocol authority to determine which technologies should function? Many species view this as an invasion, not salvation. High Counselor Vexmore intervenes. The Harmony Ethics Committee is addressing these concerns. Already protocols have been established allowing worlds to request containment of crystal growth in specific regions. On the rejuvenating world of Pelasia, the crystal forests glow with renewed vigor. Human scientists work alongside Pelasian elders, studying the rapidly evolving ecosystem as the planet heals itself. Pelasian children, once dying, now play among crystalline structures that respond to their laughter with pulses of colored light. Lieutenant Kai, now head of the Joint Human-Pelasian Research Initiative, monitors readings from the restored crystal network. The planetary regeneration is proceeding faster than our most optimistic projections, he tells a group of visiting scientists. At current rates, Pelasia will reach pre-contamination levels within 3 years. A Tellurian researcher raises a tentacle in question. And what of the modified Pelasians? Those connected directly to the heart. Kai leads the group to an observation platform overlooking a valley where massive crystal formations grow in geometric patterns. Among them walk figures that glow with internal light, Pelasian elders and human volunteers whose connection with the heart has transformed them physically. They call themselves the Harmonized now, Kai explains. Neither fully human nor fully Pelasian, but something new. They serve as intermediaries between the crystal network and unconnected species. Are they still individual beings? Asks a Meridian scientist, her crystalline form reflecting sunlight in rainbow patterns. Yes, but also part of something larger. They describe it as retaining complete autonomy while gaining access to a shared consciousness. They can disconnect at will, but few choose to. In orbit, a joint Human Council research station monitors the planetary recovery. The station's design incorporates crystal technology, making it partially self-aware and responsive to the needs of its inhabitants. Ships arrive daily from across the galaxy, bringing observers, scientists, and diplomats eager to witness the transformation. Admiral Frost stands at the observation deck, watching a Pelasian transport dock with the station. Beside her, Ambassador Rivera has arrived for his monthly inspection. The Morican are still pushing for restrictions on crystal growth, Rivera informs her. They've formed a coalition with 16 other militaristic species. Let them, Frost responds calmly. The more they resist, the more obvious their motivations become to everyone else. The Harmony Protocol reveals intentions, Marcus. That's what terrifies them. And what about you, Eliana? Does it terrify you? We both know the protocol could have evolved very differently if someone besides Tomas had formed that first connection. Frost considers this. I think that's precisely why it worked. Thomas always saw the best in people, even aliens trying to kill us. She smiles slightly. The heart responded to that optimism. It became what he believed it could be. In the council chamber, the discussion turns to the future. The galaxy stands at a crossroads, declares High Counselor Vex Moore. The Harmony Protocol offers unprecedented peace, but many fear the changes it brings. Not all species welcome crystal integration. Fear of change is natural, Rivera acknowledges. Humanity has only existed as a spacefaring civilization for a fraction of the time most council races have. Yet we've learned that adaptation is not merely beneficial, it's essential. Easy to say when your species has become integral to the new order, counters the representative from the Morican Empire. One of the few militaristic powers still resisting crystal integration. Some see this as merely exchanging Drevlian dominance for human Pelasian control. Dr. Ward rises, the crystalline light within him briefly flaring. The Harmony Protocol forces nothing. It offers balance. Those who choose aggression simply find it energetically costly, while cooperation becomes rewarding. The mathematics of existence now favor peace, but choice remains. On Earth, humanity grapples with its new role in the galaxy. Crystal formations have appeared in major cities, integrating with infrastructure and enhancing communication networks. The 5 volunteers who first connected with the heart have become respected advisors, their unique perspective bridging human, Pelasian, and crystalline understanding. President Okafor addresses the United Earth Government Assembly. For centuries, humanity dreamed of finding our place among the stars. We imagined ourselves as either conquerors or victims. Instead, we have become something far more profound: mediators. Bridges between the old order and a new harmony. The speech is broadcast across human space where reactions vary from celebration to suspicion. Religious leaders debate the spiritual implications of crystal integration. Scientists analyze its effects on human psychology and physiology. Military leaders assess the strategic situation in a galaxy where warfare has become increasingly difficult. In the Harmony Research Center in Geneva, families of the original volunteers meet regularly with Pelasian representatives. James Ward, Dr. Ward's younger brother, speaks with a Pelasian scientist. Can I talk to him? James asks. The real him, not just the connected version that appears in official broadcasts. The Pelasian's skin pulses with sympathetic light. They are the same person, Mr. Ward. Your brother has not been replaced or subsumed. He has been expanded. Then why won't he come home? Why do all the volunteers stay on Pelasia? The connection is still new, still stabilizing. Separation from the heart over long distances remains challenging, but progress is being made. Soon they will be able to travel throughout the galaxy while maintaining the link. James looks unconvinced. And what happens when more people want this connection? When governments start pressuring citizens to harmonize for the greater good? The heart cannot form connections without consent, the Pelasian explains. That is fundamental to its nature. Forced harmony is a contradiction. It cannot exist. Back on Pelasia, Elder Luminara leads Admiral Frost through a newly grown crystal grove where human and Pelasian children play together. The children's games involve manipulating small crystalline structures with their thoughts, creating elaborate patterns in the air. They learn so quickly, the Elder observes. The human children especially. Their adaptability is remarkable. It's our greatest strength, Frost agrees, and our greatest risk. History shows we can adapt to peace as readily as war, to creation as easily as destruction. We become what our environment demands. And now your environment includes us, Luminara.